Hey everyone, it's Don with Don's Field of Dreams Cards. I have a video response from my friend Scott, Reindeer Studios. He asked us to make a lineup of art cards and thought that was a fabulous idea. As I've mentioned in other videos, I'm a big fan of art cards, especially the Bowmans and the Goudies and the 41 play balls, 56 tops, some of my favorite sets. But Scott, I couldn't do just one. It was just way too hard. So I'm actually showing three teams. First team, well, I'm going to show them by position, all three players, so it won't take, don't worry, it won't take that long. First team is Negro League players. Second team is in honor of your team that you root for, formerly known as the Cleveland Indians. And the third team is a Hall of Fame set. So the first set of cards is all by the same artist, and I know Scott's familiar with this guy. I think he mentioned him in his video. And this set of cards I'm going to show are all from original paintings that he did for the Negro League Museum. He was commissioned, and if you have a chance, go on his website or find him on social media. His name's Craig Kreinler. So these first cards I'm going to show came from this set, and that's his name right there. And his paintings are just amazing. And I read on social media somewhere that someone asked him to take his water markings off his cards so that he could make a poster, which is ridiculous. And I guess according to Craig, he only makes an original. He doesn't make prints of them. And the reason being, I guess if he makes a Hank Aaron painting, it's original, so he can sell it. But if he mass produces it, then he has to pay the estate of Hank Aaron's family, has to pay the Atlanta Braves. If there's a Coca-Cola advertisement in the back, he has to pay them. So I guess there's a lot more involved when you get into that. So let's start with the field we're going to play in. We're going to play in Forbes Field in Pittsburgh. Great old postcard and painting of Forbes Field at night. Picker Jim S. Jim sent me this card unannounced in the mail one day. Just said, I thought this would fit better in your collection than mine, and absolutely love this postcard and this painting. Very cool. So before I go into positions, I'm just going to show you some of the well-known guys from Craig Kreinler's set. And I tried not going with all these guys, that are very well-known, like Monty Irvin, Jackie Robinson, a couple more Jackie Robinsons, Elston Howard, got a couple Roy Campanellas here, Hank Aaron, I thought this was cool, Satchel Paige and Josh Gibson. So let's get to the lineup. So first, I'm going to start with the managers. So for the Negro Leagues, Yellow Skaght is our manager. Rube Foster is our bench coach. Mike Moynihan is our pitching coach. I saw him do a Negro Leagues video with Aaron Davis one time. For our Indian cards, Green Scott is the manager. General Custer, you see on the bottom, Indian Chewing Gum, is the bench coach. And we have dual pitching coaches for this team. We've got Mike O and then Ed Wesker-Griff. And for the Hall of Fame team, we've got Blue Scott as manager. Scott is so versatile, managing three teams at once. Impressive guy. We've got John McGraw, this T207 brown background. Great drawing as the manager. And then as the pitching coach, we have those back pages. So that's it for the managers. Let's get to the first baseman. Starting off with, not first baseman, catchers. Josh Gibson with his Pittsburgh Crawford's uniform. Got to go with Sitting Bull as a catcher. He's already sitting. So we're excited to have him as catcher. And I've got this beautiful 1951 Roy Campanella Bowman as our catcher. So now we'll move on to the first baseman. Went with Buck O'Neil. If you're not familiar with Buck O'Neil, he was, I guess, kind of became well known in the Ken Burns baseball series, and you might recognize him more by this painting. This is what he looked like in the video, but I have him here with the Kansas City Monarchs. He's my first baseman. Got Red Cloud for the Indian cards. He looks a little older, probably played the outfield at one time, but had to be moved down to first base, just like this next guy. For the Hall of Famers, I've got Ernie Banks, a Project 7 card. Just thought this card was fun with the bear in the back, or I'm sorry, the cub. Getting the Chicago teams mixed up here. So thought that was a cool painting. And I don't even know who any of these guys are who paint these things, but I can't even pronounce it. Q-U-I-C-C-S. So whatever his name is. At second base, going with Leon Day for the Negro League Legends, what these series are called. Went with Pocahontas at second base. Doesn't have a super strong arm, but it's really good at turning the double play and good footwork. So we went with Pocahontas at second. I have to go with a platoon system at second for the Hall of Famers, just because I've mentioned these cards before, and they are two of my all-time favorite art cards, especially the 41 Play Ball Bobby Doerr. I've mentioned in my videos that this card here I felt looked like a painting that could be hung on your wall. And love this Charlie Gehringer as well. I've mentioned that I like the shadows that are painted on these cards and the banners hanging in the back. So moving on to shortstop, had to go with a guy at the Negro Leagues with the name Home Run in his name. So we're going to go with Home Run Johnson at shortstop. We're going to go with Wild Bill for the Indian chewing gum team. Not afraid to dive and go in the hole. So I figured the guy with the nickname Wild is a good position for him. I wasn't going to use this next card because I have a feeling it's going to be shown a lot because it's one of the greatest cards, in my opinion, of all time. But I haven't seen it shown yet. So I'm going to go with the 53 Bowman Pee Wee Reese at shortstop. I don't need to say anything more about this card. Everyone knows how iconic and beautiful that card is. Moving over to third base, going to go with Minnie Minoso, the New York Cubans. We went with Daniel Boone for the Indian chewing gum team. He's got a gun, so we needed someone with a strong arm at third base. And then for the All-Stars, I went with this really nice looking 1935 Diamond Stars Pie Trainer. So, yes, on to left field. One of the all-time greats, Oscar Charleston. Going with the big guns in the outfield. So, big gun, David Crockett. You know, I'm going to include Musial, Aaron, and Clemente in here, my three favorite vintage players. This is his 1952 Wheaties. It kind of looks like, if you ever read the Wall Street Journal, it kind of looks like their drawings that they put in the newspaper. In center field, cool Papa Bell. The Geronimo, another big gun in center field. And I love this Duke Snider card. Just a great pose, this 52 Duke Snider. So in right field, we went with Goose Tatum. Love the cigar in this photo. Goose Tatum is very famous for being a member of the Harlem Globetrotters in the NBA Hall of Fame. I had no idea he played Negro League baseball until I went through this set. So very cool. The final big gun in the outfield went with all the long rifles, Buffalo Bill. As I said, got to have these strong arms in the outfield. Speaking of strong arms, beautiful Roberto Clemente, 1956. So let's move on to the DHs. In honor of Scott's team, formerly known as the Cleveland Indians, went with Newark Eagles Larry Doby the Negro League Legends. Went with Red Tomahawk. Any guy with the name Tomahawk in his hand's got to be a good hitter. So he's the DH for the Indian Chewing Gum team. And the guy I mentioned earlier that I was going to include is Hank Aaron as my DH. And second Project 70 card. And just, I like this because it's simple. It looks like art, like it could have been one of these old cards. I know some people like the crazy Project 70s and Topps 2020. I'm not a fan of those cards. I guess I'm more of a traditionalist, but just thought this was a classic looking card. So let's move on to the pitchers. So for the Negro League team, had to go with a guy by the name of Cannonball, Dick Redding. Supposedly he was the Black Walter Johnson of his time. Went with Louis Tion's father, who never had the chance to leave Cuba. Hilton Smith, who was one of the greatest pitchers ever in the Negro Leagues. And of course, got to have Satchel Paige on my team. So for the Indian Gum Company, as I drop the card on the floor, and can't find it. This is the beauty of doing these without editing. Gonna go with Billy the Kid. He's throwing bullets. Gotta have him as my pitcher. And then I went old school with the Hall of Famers. So we got Christy Mathewson we're gonna throw at you. And we can come in with a lefty. We can come in with Warren Spahn. A couple Goudies here for you. Dizzy Dean. Coming back with another lefty, Lefty Grove. And then last player, again, to honor Scott's Cleveland Indians, this beautiful 1950 Bob Feller. So Scott, this was a great idea, a lot of fun. Like I said earlier, I'm a big fan of art cards. Got your drawing here that you gave me. You know, I have this painting that's always back in, or a copy of one. It's not an original, obviously. That's in all my videos. So really enjoy these type of cards. Love your channel. Glad to call you a friend. Thanks again for asking us to do this. So as always, guys, hope you enjoyed my video, and I'll talk to you soon.